Hello, my name is Red, and I was the winner of week 111B of the cellblock Scorch. The prompt was, have you ever wanted to go back in time and punch yourself in the face? Well, now's your chance. The judge this week was Octo, and I'm sure you'll hear from her later. I'm gonna ask you to all be really nice about this piece. This is the first piece I ever won in the cellblock Scorch. So I was like 15. I was a freshman in high school. Look me in my little beady eyes. It's not going to be amazing. It's not going to be perfect. And I don't need you to tell me that, because I already know. But I'm putting this out on the internet so that it may be seen by someone who really connects with it, who really likes it, or a young author who needs to see that your writing evolves, because it does. And you'll see that in a couple weeks when I read my next piece that won, which is for week 277A, which, if you want to do a little math there, is 166 weeks later. That's a long time. Plus some change, actually, because we have breaks in the Scorch. So, keep that in mind. I care for you all dearly, but I don't need you to tell me that this is bad. Without further ado, I'll get into my piece. The name of the Scorch is Time. It's a standalone. I don't really have any plans of coming back to this. I guess we'll see. One day I might. And here we are. Herb wouldn't lie. There were many times he wanted to go back and stop himself from being so darn stupid. However, there was only one time that he felt the need to punch himself in the face. It had been almost 3 years ago, and in his defense, Vlad had been lying to them, just not about what they thought. Not that they knew what he'd been lying about. He wasn't lying about what almost got Alexa and him killed. The mistake they made of going after the wrong team member that had gotten countless rifts compromised. That was what this portal had given him the opportunity to do. Alexa had come to him, saying there was a way to make the future better for everyone, and to fix the compromised time rifts. Alexa had made a time machine, or more accurately, a time portal, that had the ability to send one person back to their younger self for 3 minutes, before you were, rather violently, thrown back to your own time. Are you sure this thing's safe? Alexa rolled her eyes. Do you think I'd let you go in if it wasn't tested? Yes! I do. Harry threw his hands up in the air. Remember when you gave me a new visor, and it almost blinded me because you didn't finish testing? Or how about the time you gave Vlad a new pair of gauntlets, and we couldn't get them off for 3 weeks? Alexa wrinkled her nose. You and I both know your visor was tampered with. Let's get this over with. I don't want any repeats of what happened in the past. Alexa flipped an almost comically large switch, and the portal began to swirl. The once empty doorway was now being used by the ominous red that they found was involved with all time travel. The red was beautiful. A red so deep it was almost the color of blood, but it wasn't. Maybe that's what was so unsettling about it. All right, everything's ready. Remember, you only have 3 minutes before you come back here. Harry took a deep breath before he stepped through the portal. They had all learned it was better to have full lungs before you entered any kind of time rift. Stepping into the red always felt strange. It wasn't painful, but it wasn't not painful. The feeling was hard to describe. It was like when some part of you goes numb, and then just as feeling is starting to return, someone touches you. All over your body. It was over quickly, leaving Harry standing in front of his younger team, and Avery. Avery, who was crazier than any of them could really understand. Not that they wanted to understand. Alexa looked at him, wide-eyed. The only reason you would be here is to warn us of a seriously disastrous decision. Harry smiled. That's true. He glanced at Avery. Even 3 years in the past, she was still so much older than she looked. I need to talk to, well, me. The younger version of himself looked slightly shocked, but nodded, and began to follow him out of the room. Before any of the younger versions of his team could follow them, Harry slammed the door, and slammed his fist into his former self. I'm only going to say this once, so listen up, punk. Harry took a deep breath. The air was always felt too thin in the past. Vlad is lying, but not about what you think. In fact, it has absolutely no effect on the team at all. Who you should be questioning is Avery. Harry's younger self looked shocked. Why? She's given no reason to seem suspicious. Because that's not the Avery you know. That thing is an Avery who was lost to time. Whether we'll ever find our Avery again, I don't know. But that is a far older version of Avery, who used the rifts for her own good and got herself a younger face. The younger Harry was quiet from where he lay on the floor, thrown there by the force of the punch. That would explain some things. Harry looked at his younger self. You should ask Vlad what he's lying about. It'll make you feel a lot better. Well, it would make Harry feel a lot better. Not sure it would have the same effect for his younger self. Harry took another deep breath as the 3 minutes came to an end, having spent the last moments of his time in the past watching his younger self. There were reasons you never went into the future. The main reason being the future was constantly changing, and you could be thrown into an alternate timeline or cause a new timeline to form. It was extremely dizzying to be thrown into a new timeline because the memories you have are joined by new ones of the timeline you now existed in. As Harry was thrown into the future, there was only one thought on his mind. He finally knew what Vlad had been lying about. Who would have thought that the red-eyed man was a time god? Harry felt a laugh rip itself from his throat. Lexa was going to be so mad that he was right.
Hello, this is Octa with Judge Comments. I just really liked what Red was laying down here. I'm a sucker for heists and teams that do heists and also time travel. So this was really just a win for me all around. The reveal about what Vlad is very funny. I kind of want her to go out and flesh this out. I think it could be a very interesting story. It is tragically only a page long right now, so maybe one day it will get bigger, and I would love to read it. That's all from me. Keep that fire burning.
And there you have it. That is the first piece I ever won a Scorch with. I think I was in the Scorch for 2 or 3 weeks before this point. But there you have it. It's not as bad as I thought it would be, quite honestly. It's kind of fun. It's interesting. I definitely would have used italics and emphasis a little bit differently, just because of how I write currently. But there you go. A good example of your writing in the past isn't always bad. It's just different. Anyways, it was nice to be with you all again as a winner of the Scorch. Now, keep those fires burning, and remember to listen, leave comments, and answer the polls on Spotify. Have a good rest of your day, and keep those fires burning.
The Cellblock Scorch is a production of Stellacore, an independent group of nerds sharing their obsessions with the world. Links to all our projects, including Instagram, Tumblr, YouTube, Patreon, and Ko-Fi, can be found on our link tree, posted in each episode description. Follow us on Tumblr or Instagram to see the prompt of the day before the episode drops, and a quote from each Scorch the day after. If you would like to support our creative endeavors, you can give a one-time tip to the Ko-Fi of the writer of your favorite Scorches, or check out our Patreon. There, you can access the Scorches and episode transcripts for free, or sign up for Spark level support for $5 a month to gain access to our embers as well.